Alright, so in the previous video we had explored on the um, Mongo MCP tool, right, where we had developed that entire MCP tool using the Claude prompt, sorry, not the Claude prompt, sorry, in the cursor ID prompt. And then we got introduced to the MCP inspector, where we evaluated if the tool was able to interact with the Mongo, able to persist the data. Right now we will do one more tool that is required, if you remember, as part of our diagram where we were talking through, right? So we're talking about two different tools. So one is like the MCP Mongo MCP server, and the next one is the web search. So now let's build the MCP web search tool. So again, I have to ease the discussion, I have just written the prompt and the code is already in place for it. Right now what we'll do is like let's quickly try to integrate this with cursor ID and see how it works through. So to integrate it with the cursor IDE, I'll be doing this, right? So I have a command, so let me go to the command prompt, right? Yeah, let me just say clear screen, and okay, I just had some. So let me run this. We will run MCP install. Okay, let me just copy this so that we don't. So let me run that MCP install and let's go. All right. So it has said that it has added MCP server to the Claude config. Now let me quickly open my Claude. Let me go to the file settings, developer, edit the config. All right, I can see my web search tool ready here. Let me copy this, right? And now I'll go to the cursor IDE and I'll come to the file, preferences. All right, so let me quickly add that to this one. So saying we have file, preferences, cursor settings, goes to the tools and MCP, new MCP server. So let me add, so we had this tool already, right? Now I'm going to introduce it to web search MCP. Okay, tool got enabled, so we are good here. Let me quickly run some prompt. Maybe I'll say this: using my web search MCP tool, look for Claude Sonnet 4.5 model. MCP client implementation. So if you saw here, it was looking for MCP client web search. So this is for the client and this is the web search server. This is our MCP server. So we'll go ahead and say run. It's just preparing some test run script. I will let it say yeah, go ahead. Okay, I think it has found some issues with it, so it's just trying to resolve them. So here you go, it has looked for the search results and this is the meta information that it has got through, right? So now that we have our two MCP servers in place, right? If you go back to our diagram, right? So we have developed our web search MCP and then we also have developed our Mongo MCP. Now the connecting piece is, let's build these MCP clients. I don't think this is going to be an a larger scope of discussion, but let me quickly just generate the MCP client code as well through the Claude. Sorry, my bad. Through the cursor, right? Okay. All right. So I have this MCP client and MCP client for web and Mongo that is in place. I think we'll not try to deep dive on how we write this client, because that's the prerequisite I would say to understand this code base. So we have this MCP server, and in the same fashion we have some MCP clients which would interact with the um, our MCP servers. All right, so we have the client and this one in place. Now let's go ahead and start building the our actual agent. Okay, so here is a prompt in order to build this. Yeah, let's quickly say look through this, right? So create a production ready Python module, a workflow named model onboarding. So I'm going to create a folder under this LangGraph agent called as model onboarding, and the requirements is it should use with a controlled workflow, not an autonomous agent loop, support human in the loop approval, short circuit the workflow and errors, right? Insert data into Mongo only after approval. So I have given this folder structure. So I'm going to have something like LangGraph model onboarding. It has to go ahead and prepare this state, nodes, graph, and runner, and I have specified like what each of them has to do, right? Nodes, all that meta information basically, right? So let's go ahead with generating this prompt. Let's wait for this to come through. I think meanwhile I'll go ahead and delete this agent and states as I don't need them, right? All right, so it's going and trying to create all of them. Let's give it a pause. And okay, it has created a model onboarding package already, and within this it's developing on them. All right, let me come back once this whole thing is ready.